The placement of White Moon Selene in the first house is a profound indicator of a soul that carries a guardian light into the physical world. In esoteric astrology, Selene represents your bright karma, the areas of life where you have accumulated merit in past incarnations and where you now receive divine protection and grace. When this point descends into the first house, the house of the self, the physical body, and the persona, the influence becomes deeply personal and highly visible. The aura of incorruptibility. Selene in the first house bestows a distinctive purity upon the individual's presence. This isn't necessarily a moralistic purity, but rather a clarity of spirit that others can sense immediately. People with this placement often possess an angelic quality or a radiant energy that acts as a natural shield. You likely find that even in dark or chaotic environments, you remain somewhat untouched by the grime of the world. There is a natural innocence to your approach to life. You tend to view the world through a lens of hope and high ideals, and remarkably, the universe often rises to meet those expectations. While others might encounter friction and resistance when starting new projects, your path is often smoothed by lucky coincidences or an intuitive sense of the right direction to take. Physicality and the protective shield. Because the first house governs the physical vessel, Selene here often manifests as a form of physical protection. You might have had close calls where you emerged unscathed, or perhaps you possess a youthful, luminous appearance that persists regardless of age. This placement functions like a spiritual armor. Negative energies or malicious intentions directed toward you often seem to slide off or fail to take root. However, this gift comes with a subtle responsibility. Because your energy is so clear, you act as a mirror for others. People may react to you with intense kindness or, conversely, with unexplained discomfort if they are harboring significant internal shadows. You represent a standard of integrity that can be unintentionally convicting to those around you. The path of the selfless leader. The first house is traditionally the domain of the ego, but Selene's presence here refines the ego. Your sense of identity is tied to being a source of light for others. You aren't seeking power for the sake of dominance, rather, you lead by example. Your mere presence can be healing, and you may find that strangers are drawn to tell you their troubles or seek your guidance without knowing why. Your dharma or life path involves staying true to your authentic self. For you, any attempt to be manipulative, cynical, or deceptive will likely backfire immediately. Selene demands total transparency. As long as you act with a clean heart, you are virtually invincible. The moment you veer into ego-driven selfishness, that protective glow dims, and you feel the weight of the world much more heavily. Social influence and the White Knight archetype. In social dynamics, you are often cast in the role of the peacemaker or the White Knight. You have an instinctive drive to protect the weak and uphold justice, often doing so without a second thought for your own safety. This is because, at a soul level, you trust that you are supported by higher forces. However, a challenge of this placement is learning to distinguish between your light and the light of others. Because you are so naturally good, you might struggle to understand the darker motivations of those around you. You may be prone to projection, assuming everyone has the same pure intentions that you do. Developing discernment is your primary psychological task, ensuring that your kindness is a choice rather than a blind reflex. The evolutionary gift. Ultimately, having White Moon Selene in the first house means your greatest tool in this life is simply being. You do not need to do spectacular things to fulfill your purpose, your existence acts as a beacon. By maintaining your inner clarity and refusing to succumb to bitterness, you provide a silent, powerful proof to everyone you meet that goodness is real, tangible, and protective. You are the living embodiment of the phrase, walk in the light, and your journey is one of showing the world how to lead with the heart first. When White Moon Selene resides in the first house, its expression is filtered through the lens of your rising sign, ascendant. This coloring determines the specific flavor of the light you project into the world and how your protective grace manifests in your personality. Selene through the fire signs. Aries, you are the holy warrior. Your light manifests as immense courage and a pioneering spirit. You receive divine protection when you are defending the weak or initiating noble causes. Your presence is energizing and can jumpstart the spirits of those who have lost hope. Leo, you carry a royal grace. Your aura is one of warmth, generosity, and creative brilliance. You act as a sun for others, and your protection often comes through your ability to remain dignified and heart-centered, even when faced with ego-driven conflicts. Sagittarius, you are the inspired sage. Your light is found in your optimism and your quest for truth. You are protected during travels and intellectual pursuits. You inspire others by demonstrating a profound, unwavering faith in the goodness of the universe. Selene through the earth signs. Taurus, you are the giver of abundance. Your presence is grounding, soothing, and physically healing. You have a natural green thumb for life, and your protection manifests as material stability and a deep, intuitive connection to the beauty of the natural world. Virgo, you are the divine healer. Your light shows up in your devotion to service and your quest for purity in all things. You are protected when you are organizing, refining, or caring for others. Your clarity comes from your ability to see the sacred in the mundane. Capricorn, you are the ethical architect. You project an aura of integrity and wisdom beyond your years. Your light manifests as a commitment to duty and long-term goals. You are protected when you take responsibility and build structures that benefit society. Selene through the air signs. Gemini, you are the messenger of light. Your presence is characterized by intellectual curiosity and a youthful, friendly spirit. You are protected through your communications and your ability to connect disparate groups of people. You bring clarity to confusion through words. Libra, you are the angel of harmony. Your light manifests as a profound sense of justice and an innate ability to create beauty and balance. You are protected when you act as a mediator. Your grace is found in your radical fairness and your ability to see the spark of divinity in everyone. Aquarius, you are the visionary reformer. Your aura is one of liberation and humanitarianism. You project a light that breaks chains and challenges stagnant traditions. You are protected when you are working for the collective good or championing unconventional truths. Selene through the water signs. Cancer, you are the universal mother/father. Your light is one of profound empathy and emotional nurturing. You project a sense of safety and home to everyone you meet. You are protected through your intuition and your ability to care for the vulnerable. Scorpio, you are the alchemist of the soul. Your presence is intense and transformative. Your light manifests as the power to heal deep traumas and look into the shadows without being consumed by them. You are protected during moments of rebirth and deep psychological change. Pisces, you are the mystic dreamer. Your aura is ethereal, compassionate, and deeply spiritual. You project a sense of oneness with the divine. Your protection comes from your immense sensitivity and your ability to act as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. The transit of White Moon Selene through the first house is a period of profound personal realignment. In the 7-year cycle of this point's movement, the first house transit represents the dawn, a moment where the light of grace moves from the hidden, internal realms of the 12th house and crosses the horizon of your ascendant to shine directly upon your physical self and persona. This transit usually lasts about 7 months, and its impact is felt as a literal and metaphorical brightening of your life. The spiritual reset and the clean slate. When Selene enters your first house, it's as if the universe hands you a spiritual eraser. If you have been carrying the weight of past mistakes, guilt, or a tarnished self-image, this transit provides the energy necessary to wash that away. You are granted a clean slate. During this time, you may feel an inexplicable urge to change your appearance, your name, or the way you present yourself to the world. These changes aren't driven by vanity, but by a desire for your outer shell to finally match the purity of your inner spirit. You are moving toward congruency, where what people see is exactly who you are at a soul level. The magnetic aura of protection. One of the most tangible effects of Selene transiting the first house is the halo effect. Others begin to perceive you as more trustworthy, capable, and attractive in a non-sexual, luminous way. This is a safety transit. It acts as a protective shield around your physical body. If you have been dealing with health issues or physical vulnerabilities, this transit often brings the right healer or a sudden intuitive understanding of what your body needs to thrive. You may find that you are at the right place at the right time to avoid accidents or negative confrontations. It is as if the path before your feet is being swept clean of obstacles just before you take a step. Identity and the dissolution of the false self. The first house is the house of the ego, but Selene is the point of selflessness. When they meet, the false ego, the part of you that acts out of fear, pride, or a need for validation, begins to lose its grip. You may find that during these 7 months, you have no desire to pretend. There is a newfound courage to be radically honest. This can be disorienting for those around you who are used to your old social masks, but for you, it feels like a liberation. You realize that your greatest strength doesn't come from your defenses, but from your transparency. Practical manifestations. On a practical level, this transit is an ideal time for starting new ventures. Projects initiated now are blessed with a certain degree of karmic protection. Public speaking or leadership, your words carry more weight because people sense your sincerity. Healing physical trauma, the body is more responsive to light-based therapies, clean eating, and restorative rest. Breaking bad habits, since Selene purifies what she touches, the willpower to move away from darker habits, like addiction or self-sabotage, is significantly heightened. The responsibility of the light. Because Selene in the first house makes you a beacon, you must be mindful of the shadow side of being a source of light. You might attract psychic vampires or people who are desperate for your energy because they don't know how to find their own. The lesson of this transit is to learn how to shine without being drained. You are reminded that the light passing through you is not yours to hoard, but a divine frequency you are hosting. As long as you remain a humble channel for this grace, the supply is infinite. However, if you begin to think you are the source of the miracles happening around you, the transit may end with a humbling reminder of your humanity. In essence, Selene's passage over your ascendant is a coronation of the spirit. It is a time to stand tall, look the world in the eye, and move forward with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are being watched over by something far greater than themselves. Subscribe, like, and share.